Hello everybody, welcome to the Index Volume 15, New Testament Volume 15. Man, I already messed it up. Volume 15 review. It's been a while since I've done these novel reviews. Man, this one took especially long for some reason. Yeah, because the whole anniversary with the April 10th with the index and all that. But yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how pumped I am at reviewing this, man. I mean, I'm just this volume was pretty much the best that we've gotten. It was worth the wait, I think, pretty much. But yeah, instead of me talking about it, I'll talk okay. But yeah, the introduction's not really nothing to really scoff at. It's basically, it kind of tells us what's been happening and then kind of gets into new stuff at the very end, where we get to see Toma's thoughts on the whole arm and invisible thing in place of what Kamisato thought of it or whatever, in which Toma's kind of kind of thinking in his head, like, is this the same thing that popped out when I was fighting Fuyama, or I was fighting or Othnius in Baggage City? Was this the same thing? And we get to see cool little thoughts in his head and all that. Honestly, I felt like he should have mentioned this way earlier, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, it takes the fourth freaking time to really think about it, I guess. It actually hurts someone or kills someone. I don't know if it was trying to kill him from the injuries that Kamisato had. I'm guessing yes. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the introduction. It kind of just goes through what Toma's going through his head and thinking up all this stuff and whatnot. But when we get into the first chapter, we see Toma waking up for bed in the morning. And he started looking in the mirror. Once again, he's kind of thinking of what the arm was, and then he starts kind of shouting to the heavens and complaining about how Miss Kamoi kind of bade him get on the acrobike or for the whole, criminal hero weird extra credit thing. But yeah, and then later on we get to see Index. Yeah, that's pretty weird. We don't usually see her, but yeah, in which we actually hear her say something. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. But, yeah, she says something about eating sweets in the morning makes her feel like a bad girl, and which Toma's kind of like, I don't really care because you eat everything. And he leaves. Index says bye-bye, and he leaves, and then Othnius is in his scarf, as always. But I like that. Like, I always like the fact that she's in his scarf. It's so cute. I don't know. but like, you'd think he'd be able to put her in his pocket or something. I don't know, like attach him to his phone like a keychain. That'd be hilarious. I'm surprised Kenichi hasn't made that joke yet. But yeah. Continually, they're kind of walking to school, and Toma starts asking her, "Hey, you remember Baggage City?" Or, well, actually, no. First, she notices he looks worried, and she kind of makes a comment saying, "Oh, did you kill Kamisato and bury him like in the back?" And she starts saying, "I have no problem if he did that." And Toma's kind of freaking out over that, even though I kind of had a hard time believing this, because didn't she see the fight? See it happen? Like, I know, like, because when they fought, like, the book said, like, they just kind of backed off. Like, what did Index and Othnius just go back into their like apartment? Like, what? I don't get that. Like, did Birdway and Levana or Patricia just kind of leave? It's kind of weird, but yeah, whatever. I guess she didn't see it. And which Toma kind of says, "No, I didn't do that," and all that. And he starts asking her about Baggage City and all that, but what happened there, and she bites his ear, saying how, she'd like to forget that stuff, and she says that it's not really her domain, it's more of a Bercy's domain. Now, if you don't know who Bercy is, that is a Kirihara Kagun who could stop hearts with his fists, or palms, or whatever. But, yeah, one of my favorite characters, and he's dead, yeah. But he said, thanks for bringing it up, Athenius. But, yeah, so Toma doesn't want to know who he is, but then he kind of remembers, "Oh, you mean Kirihara Kagun?" And, she says that he was both experienced in magic and science, so this is more of his domain. Too bad he's dead. But yeah, and Toma's kind of still thinking and all that stuff until they start actually, he asks her something. I forget what he asks her, but don't really get to hear that answer because, he gets up to his school, in which the school is completely destroyed, in which, they kind of have a back and forth. He's kind of cursing to the heavens. "Hi, Mummy Man! Hi, Priest!" I love that. in which he's kind of not well mad at the fact that he'll be held back a year, but he has no school to go to. So until he learns, they got transferred to a more higher up, proper year school, I guess. And which Fukiyose is kind of shocked around the fact that he, cares about school and all that. In which they all of a sudden they notice that he has like Othnius, or she kind of pops out. She doesn't really care if they see her or not. I mean, her thing was whole broadcasted around the world, in which I guess Fukiyose and Aogami don't have televisions. I guess. I don't know. It just feels really odd, because I think Aogami knows. I think he's way smarter. I don't know. He was acting like, I don't know. Aogami was kind of weird in this volume, but Fukiyose was just like, "Why do you have a doll on your thing doing ventriloquism?" And I don't know, but this kind of happens constantly in this volume, which makes me angry for some reason. Like, how can you be this stupid? Seriously, you can't do. I don't know if you can, but I don't think you can't do ventriloquism with dolls. But whatever. But yeah, Ogami. I don't know. I think he knows, but honestly, we never really know much about the guy. But we do see him a lot in the shop, and nothing really revealed or anything about him. It's just he's kind of in it, so which is good. Yeah, where's Tsuji Mikado? That's an occurring question in this volume, which I'll talk about that later. But they kind of salute him for his braveness of bringing a doll to school, I guess. And we get an Othnius X Toma moment where she says if she was trapped on a desert island, Toma would be at the top of her list to bring on that desert island. So, yeah, you Othnius X Toma fans, get your shining moment right here. Yeah, too bad it's in vain. But yeah, continuing. Okay, so, we get to see Toma and everyone else going to the school. Basically, it's just this whole thing where comparing it to upperclassmen beating on lowerclassmen and all this kind of dark stuff they're talking about, cannibals and all this, and they meet I guess he's the vice principal. No, he's something. I don't know. I forget what he is. I didn't pay attention to him. The guy with glasses, whatever they call him for. Yeah, never heard that term before, but. Yeah, later on he kind of meets Jumpy Bunny, who is the vice principal, I believe, of the school, along with poor guy, and they kind of talk about his transfer and all that until, let's say, another transfer student arrived, in which, haha, it's Kamisato, World Rejector himself. Yeah! Anybody happy? No? Okay, continuing. Then we see Kamisato's faction kind of looking on the distance. It's Elsa. Crap. What are their names? They're so simple too. Ellen, I think, and the third girl, whoever, I don't know. And which they see the UFO girl whose name is Elaine, I think. Yeah. All these girls have such plain names, but I'll get to that later too. She's kind of monitoring the school, I guess, kind of picking up if anything's going on, and they're talking about how, we should become a set of lunch and all that, and, girl talk, and then basic harem talk. But then they kind of mention the mass murderer Salome, and which is kind of funny how they're saying that, she's unstable, she can't be controlled, and then they start mentioning, wasn't she trapped in one of those mind things where infinite labyrinth, you can't escape and all that, which I guess, I don't know if they're actually saying she was trapped like that, or she was trapped in something like that. I don't really know. But, yeah, basically she's trapped in, Izanami or something. I don't know. But, then I think she's on a plane. We go to the next step, and she's actually on a plane. She's, kind of on there, unauthorized, boarding it, using it as a travel, and the guard sees her, and she kind of just gets up and starts explaining why she's wearing a rain jacket, and she's half naked and all this stuff. But she gets some caltrops, the little spiky ball things that you play ball and jack, whatever it is, you bounce the ball on the ground, you pick up all the jacks, you catch the ball, that thing, yeah. Or at least they're the bloodier, sharper, more violent of the little things, but whatever. She drops them on the ground, she steps on them, and something happens to the guy, and that's pretty much all we see, and that's the end of the first chapter. And great start to the first chapter. And I normally don't do this, but between the lines, I'm going to do this one because it is about the crazy scientist girl. But yeah, her name is Yujutsu. Yeah, so Yujutsu visits this prison. It's actually really great world building to me because it's like you see the prison, and we get to see how the espers and the people that misuse their powers are in prison. Like they're just put in this cell, and they just constantly hear this beep sound, and they can't think, and it drives them crazy. And it's like one of the most correctional facilities too. So it just kind of I don't know if it's the same noise that in Railgun, you know how I forget what it was called, but it was that static noise thing that messed with Esper powers. I don't know if that's the same thing because they kind of categorize it. Oh, it's just a sound that just blocks their thinking or whatever. So yeah, whatever. But this is also kind of a weird scene where she kind of goes up to like this it's the only cell that has like a cement wall. All the others are like a metal. Because, you know, I guess sound reflects off of metal, so it just kind of messes with their head. But we see a person we haven't seen in a long while. I forget her name. And she's a crazy little girl that can mimic thought patterns. And she's like, there's this one weird scene where she touches a guard and he just kind of flips out and has a seizure on the ground. But apparently Yujutsu needs her to mimic her sensei, Noken, in which she just kind of just goes all for it and all that. So that's pretty much the end of the whole chapter. I'm enjoying this chapter so far. I really am. It's pretty freaking good. For so far, anyway, in this first chapter. I like the setup of the prison. This is actually the first time we've seen a freaking prison in Academy City and how they deal with the prisoners, which I feel like should have been established long ago. But, you know, whatever. I'm fine with it. But yeah, I'm excited for what this chapter is going to bring, and I'm excited to talk about it, and I really feel great for doing this again, because I feel like my channel has purpose now. Instead of talking about, well, I guess manga is, Accelerator Railgun manga, I guess purposeful, but sometimes I feel like I talk to different things sometimes. It can get really weird. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this, so I'll see you guys on Chapter 2. So leave your thoughts down below, what'd you think, and see you later.